Today we're going to talk about how the creator of an NFT card game laid off their workforce in light of recent developments in the market. The decentralized finance space has been suffering a great deal, with crypto and NFT projects collapsing left, right, and center. How bad were the layoffs exactly? Well, let's take a closer look. First off, the layoffs. The blockchain and cryptocurrency startup Immutable, based in Australia, has let go of a number of top employees from Immutable Studios. They were the development studio in charge of the NFT trading card game Gods Unchained. Approximately 6% of the company's workforce, or at least 20 employees, were laid off according to sources such as CNET. A spokeswoman for Immutable claimed in a statement that Gods Unchained team underwent a minor restructuring, which according to them was going to better enable them to realize their goal of creating the next generation of Web3 games. Of course, this is only damage control which comes with any layoffs in a company. It was reportedly a difficult choice made after careful consideration for the company, but we all know it's because of the terrible performance of the NFT market. Given that Immutable appears to be growing quickly despite the catastrophic downtrend seen in the cryptocurrency market, the news is fairly unexpected for a lot of us. In March 2022, the studio itself was valued at a whopping $3.5 billion in Australian money. Since then, it had been even further financing. It was reported in the middle of 2022 that Immutable president Robbie Ferguson had said that now it isn't the time to take the foot off the pedal and to go full speed ahead. Per reports, the company derives the majority of its value from the Immutable X, an NFT trading platform that's also being used by businesses such as GameStop and Rarible. This round of layoffs seems to paint a very clear picture of Immutable's priorities. Despite the layoffs that left Gods Unchained development team absolutely gutted, Immutable CEO James Ferguson reportedly assured staff in a meeting that the company's in a great situation. Only the executives and some junior members of the original team still remain in the company. Secondly, some lost potential. Gods Unchained was frequently celebrated as the industry benchmark for NFT games as a whole. And this was also during the growth of the NFT and cryptocurrency movement in a market populated by dishonest swindlers, con artists, and intellectual property criminals. Gods Unchained representatives frequently argued that the game's main focus should be on its fun gameplay, with the NFT layer serving only as a bonus. Each card in the game is supposed to function as a separate NFT, and the ability to buy and sell additional cards is a crucial gameplay component. But a third-party tracking website believes that Gods Unchained, the Gods Unchained player population, has been rapidly declining, and it's recently been hovering at only about 10,000 current players. This is a pretty low number considering the hype that once surrounded the game and the studio. This is really a true fall from grace, but it's not entirely surprising either, given that the general video game community often has negative attitude toward pay-to-win techniques that other studios have used to squeeze out every penny out of our wallets. According to a representative from Immutable, the company's now hiring around 280 people, with plans to increase that number further to 360 by the end of this year. While this is an unfortunate situation, the ones who have been impacted the most have the hardworking developers. Coming up next, how bad is that market suffering? Due to significant decline in the value of cryptocurrency over the past 6 months, OpenSea CEO Devin Finzer revealed on Thursday that the company, one of the biggest NFT markets, will be cutting 20% of its workforce as well. In an internal statement shared with the company that he also uploaded on Twitter, Finzer stated that the reality is that the industry has entered an unprecedented crypto winter and wide macroeconomic uncertainty. And he went on to say that now he needs to prepare for the company for the possibility of an even longer downturn in the market. Other cryptocurrency businesses besides OpenSea have also laid off their workers. In response to the economic downturn, Coinbase Global Incorporated, which runs a Bitcoin trading platform, said in mid-June that they'll lay off 18% of their workforce. Although the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum have somewhat increased over the last few days, the total worth of two cryptocurrencies has decreased by 70% since it peaked in November, and the whole market cap was at $3 trillion near the end of last year, and now is just hovering around $1 trillion. According to data from OpenSea, NFT sales decreased by about 75% in recent months. Although you should be prepared for long-term investments and fully understand the risks associated with cryptocurrencies and NFTs, some experts claim that the current price of cryptocurrencies makes them a great asset to buy the dip, as they say. Crypto investments are riskier than savings account and treasury bills, in part because this is a new technology and prices could change drastically in a matter of days or even hours. It's no wonder that these layoffs have been happening. Now, in other news. First off, the Ethereum model change. Speaking at ETH Denver in February over the last year was Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin. For almost 10 years now, Buterin has discussed systems that based of proof of stake. It might now actually be true. The date's there and it's locked for the 19th of September. The individuals who are now sitting comfortably at the top of the Ethereum blockchain have announced that they'd eventually switch their proof of work-based blockchain systems to proof of stake. They previously made commitments and frequently postponed deadlines, but now have a specific time in mind, and so far, it does seem like everyone involved is on the same page. The timing might change in a few days though, according to Ethereum's engineer Ben Eddington, who says it's not a do or die situation celebration, but it's a coordination point to help everyone plan. Participants all seem to agree that September 19th is the foreseeable D-Day, so to speak. So what's the big deal here? Most likely, news of Ether's intended action has caught you completely off guard like the rest of us. It's likely that you've read that it's also just around the corner too. So in a nutshell, proof of work, which is the current operating model for the two major blockchains, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is a so-called consensus process that's no different than attempting to solve a complex cryptographic puzzle. And trust us, those can be extremely challenging. There are all these computers involved in the process receiving compensation in return for including fresh data in the database. All things considered, it's a very expensive process with an estimated 130 terawatts being consumed to mine Bitcoin annually, according to sources such as Digiconomist. Bitcoin used more than 200 terawatts of energy annually at its peak in May. This is roughly how much energy some small countries use annually. Insane. Next up, NFTs and vehicles. In the realm of NFTs, another day means another catastrophe at this point. Chevrolet, which attempted to auction off a non-fungible token version of Corvette Z06 supercar, is the most recent corporation to have its NFT efforts completely flop in the decentralized market. Despite a genuine 2023 Corvette Z06 being part of the package, there were no offers placed between the opening day of bidding on June 20th and closing day on June 24th. That's 0 bids, as in none. Ouch. Digital artist X Solo created the uniquely curated NFT artwork, which was finished with a special minted green paint job, carbon fiber wheels, and the Z07 performance package. Chevrolet pledged that distinctive colorway wouldn't appear on any of its production version automobiles in order to preserve the package's distinctive appeal when a real-life version of the digital Z06 was offered for auction. But it later came out that the appeal in question didn't exist at all, which was incredibly off-putting. And the auction's host, Super Rare, were perplexed as to why eager buyers weren't snatching up the chance to buy the mint green computerized device. So they decided to prolong the sale by an additional 24 hours after the original closing time. But the second time around, the auction ended with, yep, you guessed it, no bids whatsoever. Lastly, are these investors smart or foolish? Despite the incredibly severe market crash, certain Australian cryptocurrency investors are lining up to try and get their hands on Bitcoin and other digital assets in the decentralized finance space. The situation has spiraled out of control to the extent that even local buyers are now outnumbering sellers on certain exchanges 5-1. The value of the largest and best known cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, fell by more than a whopping 50% to 32,000. Well, we can't blame them for investing, since even in this economy we'd want to liquidate our own assets and have easier access to cash. The market's brutal even outside the world of crypto as well. And this hasn't stopped local customers from trying to purchase fairly cheap cryptocurrency either. There are currently about only 5 buyers for every seller on the local cryptocurrency exchange Bitcoin market, and according to Caroline Bowler, the chief executive of the exchange, with a ratio like that, they're pretty certain we conclude that Bitcoin might be one of the few cryptos that could still recover from the current market. And that's a wrap for this video. So do you feel the layoffs were part of a strategy? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channels for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.